finding your passion.
You're going to find your passion.
Here's how you develop a passion.
Want success? Model the best. Hi, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something greater inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So today, let's learn one of the most common rules that successful people follow: find your passion.
The problem with passion is that you and I have bought into this massive fantasy world where we think that passion is a person or a place or a thing, that somehow, like a needle in a needle in a haystack, that you are somehow just going to stumble into the thing and you're going to find that one person, or you're going to find that one thing that you're meant to do, or you're going to find that career. And honestly, we got to change the way that you think about passion and purpose before you will actually be able to bring it into your life. Because the truth is, passion isn't in a person, it isn't in a place, and it isn't in a thing. It's something inside of you. And when you flip the definition of what passion is, and when you actually understand what you're looking for when you say, I want to discover my passion, then you'll be able to create more of it in your life.
Sometimes when I talk to Caleb or anybody on my team, like, I'm the breakout personality in the business space in this last couple years while actively being a CEO and COO of a massive company. And when I talk to them, like, could you imagine if I was just Gary Vee? Like every morning I would do a morning show from like 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. just Q&A, and would like you think I'm penetrating all the channels now? It'd be over. I would do it every day. It's my favorite thing to do. Tea with Gary Vee. Like nice glass of tea, just put them on, call me, boom, 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 clip, 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 distribute. Every day. Look how pumped we get when we do. One of the reasons I did 4Ds was for the, what did I just say? Because hiring is guessing. Firing is knowing. Like that thing's gonna kill on LinkedIn. That's $2 million in the bank.
Last week, 160 of them from Harvard and South Dakota State. I just tell them, try to find your passion. And, may not find it the first time, but, don't sleepwalk through life. Find something that you really enjoy doing if you can do it. And, not everybody's lucky enough to be able to find that, but it ought to be your goal. To make $10 a week more doing something that you don't feel good about, compared to something you'd feel good about, make the change.
Bill said something that I thought was really interesting. He said, the thing you do obsessively between age 13 and 18, that's the thing you have the most chance of being world class at.
Yeah.
Bill said his one thing was coding. What was your one obsessive thing?
I was pretty interested in investments. No, Bill and I, his father, many years ago, right after we met, had us a group of about 20 write down on a sheet of paper one word that they thought accounted for their success. And Bill and I, who may have only met twice, didn't know what the other one was writing down. We both wrote down the same word, which was focus. And he was focused on software, I was focused on investments. And it gave me a big advantage to start very young. There's no question about it.
One truth that I realize in life is that there are really only two things you should be doing. If you consider yourself a driven person, a passionate person, there's only two things you should be doing. One is figuring out what it is you want to do, like finding your passion, finding your dream. What is it that you want to do? And then number two is realizing it. And now in retrospect, in success, I'm able to tell you for a fact, figuring it out, like that step one, which just seems so easy and novel, that is by far the hardest thing to do. And I think most people that I interact with, most people in life, aren't as lucky as I was to stumble upon my passion so early in life. By the way, that one step, two step, to flesh that out a little bit more, the reason why I think the hard part is figuring out what you want to do and the easy part is just doing it is because if it is something that truly drives you, like whatever that was, that fire that lit inside of me when I first played with video on a computer, there was no turning that switch off. I felt about it then at age 18 or 19, living in a trailer, like with no money, with no prospects in life. I was as passionate, as excited in that very moment as I am like an hour ago shooting videos here in Dublin before one of the thugs that works here at Dublin Tech Summit was like, where are you? You're supposed to be here an hour ago. And I'm like, I'm making videos. Like it has never faded for me. It is it is something that just excites me to no end. It's like when I see an old rocker, when I see Mick Jagger playing music with the same kind of passion he had when he was in his 20s and the 60s playing music. That's what it felt like. And to have that is a really elusive thing. A really elusive thing. I look at the people that I know that are happiest. I look at my dad. I look at my friends. And they all have jobs. And the jobs are a way for them to sort of, their job like most people have jobs. They make ends meet and it's a necessity of life. And they're happy in a million ways. But for whatever reason, they never had that, whether you call it fortuitous, lucky, or unlucky moment in life where they found something that made them absolutely possessed, something that took over who they were.
Also, if you want to learn to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
If you didn't give a shit what anybody else thought, what's the thing you would love to be doing with your life?
In a success world, please understand that success is happiness, not net dollars in.
Skill I use is probably communication, which I think is building on what Gary said. I think communication is a two-way street.
Chasing money makes you do stupid things. Money is important. It has to be in your top 5. It just can't be number 1. Your heroes, the people that you look up to, the people that you want to be like, the ones who went off and changed the world and made a lot of money in the process, they had a mission. Money was not number 1 for them. Look at whoever you look up to, respect, love, admire. Your heroes, understand them, look at their story. Money's in their top 5, but it's not number 1. And so when you go up against somebody like that, when you go up against somebody who's chasing down their purpose, and you're coming into the industry because you think it's a hot opportunity for this year, they're gonna crush you. You will always get crushed by the person who loves the thing if for you, it's just an opportunity. And so that's why chasing money makes you do stupid things. You get into an industry because you think it's gonna be a hot chance for you, but you're gonna lose because you don't love it. The people who love it will always win, and so it's much better for you to go off and chase down something you love and make money in the process of doing that thing. It's why the number 1 rule for success that comes up the most consistently across all the people that I profiled, across all different kinds of industries and backgrounds, is you have to love what you do.
Jocko, when did you know you wanted to be a Navy SEAL?
Well, specifically, the SEAL team part of it wasn't until I figured that out. But when I was a little tiny kid, 5, 6, the only thing I could remember was wanting to be some kind of commando.
You knew that from that point?
From birth, basically.
Now, was it because pops or an uncle or grandpa was in the military?
No, my grandfather was in the Army, and he was retired from the Army, but that wasn't really it. I just instinctively was putting camouflage on my face and carrying around sticks and carving them to look like machine guns when I was a little kid.
For no reason. So that's just kind of, now, are you from a big family? Do you have siblings?
2 sisters.
2 sisters.
One older, one younger.
Did they also go in the military or not at all? So just you?
Just me.
So from 5 years old, you knew. So when you went in high school, everybody's asking you, what are you going to do after high school? You knew you're going in the military.
Yep.
How can I find my passion? It has to come from within. It has to be real. It has to be authentic. As long as you have those 3 main factors, you're going to find your passion. It can be anything, and nothing is ridiculous nowadays. You can actually be anything you'd like, and everybody accepts who you are because it's 2018.
We talk about hard work all the time. It's like, man, if you got to get up every single morning and remind yourself how hard you need to work, you probably need to choose a different profession, because that shouldn't be there. I wake up in the morning excited to get to it. If I'm not training, I'm missing it. If I'm not watching a game of basketball, I miss it. There's no place I'd rather be. And if you have that feeling, then you're truly doing what God has put you on this earth to do.
Here's how you develop a passion. It starts as a minor area of interest. You gain areas of interest by encountering a lot of stuff. So if you haven't encountered a lot of things in your life, go out there and encounter stuff. Go sailing, go take a dance class, go study neuroscience, whatever it is, just encounter a whole bunch of very broad, diverse things. From that, you're going to get sparks of interest. I actually found that interesting. I want to learn more. dive deep through engagement, not through pondering, through engagement, you're going to realize whether something is going to turn into an area of fascination. So as you go deeper into it, you're going to either become fascinated or you're not. If you're not fascinated, move on. If you are fascinated, then that's an area where you're going to ask yourself one very simple question. Do I want to become the best in the world at that thing? If you do, if you want to become truly extraordinary in that thing, then go down the path of gaining mastery. Now, the reason I think that it's wise to ask that question going in is when you frame it of, I'm going to become the best in the world at this, immediately people understand the amount of time, energy, and weight that it would take to become truly great at that thing. And I don't think that passion can happen unless you're becoming truly great at that thing. That's part of passion. I don't think people are deeply passionate about something that they really suck at. And I'll give you an example. I love video games. I absolutely love playing first-person shooters. I learn a lot from them. I get a lot out of them. I really just intrinsically enjoy the time. It has both that sense of eating a cake because it's just fun in the moment, and I pull from it life lessons, business lessons. I practice getting out of the sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system. It's literally gamified, so I'm getting better. I have points. I can, have my improvement turned into metrics. It's all of it I really, really enjoy. But I won't say that I'm deeply passionate about it because I'm just not that good at it. So that's one of those things, if I really wanted to develop a deep passion for video games and put it at the center of my life, that then I would set down that path of really practicing. Now, this is the most important thing that passion will do for you, which is it's going to pull you through boredom. It's going to pull you through the hard times. And that's why it's really got to be something that you just are prepared to become great at. Because when you're prepared to become great, there's just these insane moments of boredom, repetition, and all of that. And if you have this burgeoning passion coming out of that, that's what's going to give you the energy to get through it. So it's this symbiotic relationship between a developing passion and how hard it is to actually really get great at something. So the things you get great at need to be something that is this developing passion. So there you have it. That's how you do it, and that's why you do it.
People look at Airbnb and they think we were an overnight success, and that couldn't be further from the truth. It's been a very long haul to get to where we are today. 3 years is a very long time when you're working 6 or 7 days a week, 12 plus hours every day. It actually feels like a decade to me. It doesn't feel like 3 years, it feels like 10 years. But my advice to entrepreneurs would be you have to have an uncanny amount of persistence, like almost to the point of people call crazy. And I think you get persistence. Persistence comes from pursuing an idea that you're incredibly passionate about. So maybe we should back up, and it actually starts with being passionate about your idea. And I think if you're passionate about your idea, nothing's going to stop you.
Now I have a special bonus clip from Gwen Stefani on how to follow your passion that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1. What would you do if money was not a problem? Number 2, how do you enjoy best serving others? And number 3, how will you use your passion today to make an impact on somebody's life? And if you're gonna take that immediate action, give me a #believe down in the comments as well.
Interscope was really, in some ways, they were really supportive because they really let us grow, and they didn't give us a stylist. They didn't try to tell me how to dress. None of that stuff. It was really organic the way they did it. They were like, you just sit in the studio and write songs. And, we're gonna maybe hook you up with a few people we think you should work with as producers. And the one thing we're gonna do for you is we're gonna buy you an 8-track recorder that you can have in your garage, and you can try to write your songs and record them. And we would sit in there and we would write songs and we would record songs, and we were all going to school, we were all working, and that's what we did for fun. And we were never going to make it. And we weren't doing it to try to make it. We were doing it because we were passionate about it. And we really did want to, after that many years of being a live band, we wanted to give the fans that we did have music that was recorded. And so it was more like the goal to be able to be signed to have the money to actually make a record, not so much to make it, because we weren't going to make it, because we were making the music we were making, and it was the grunge phenomenon happening. How are Just a Girl going to get on the radio? It wasn't going to happen. So that was never I don't feel like that was our goal. Our goal was to finally maybe become a recording band and have music that our fans could actually listen to.
If you want to learn how to dream big, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
What are you going to dream of?
Dreams is, they should be pure.
Dream big.